was about the grind. Yeah, the bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Happy Wednesday, Nasties. How you doing? Welcome to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. It's Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas, Zach Kubish in the house as we get you ready for another fun show. Got some Oilers news from practice. Hernan's World at 140. It's going to be a fun one. Daniel Nugent-Bowman, who is with the team, covering the team. He's not with the team, but he's down in the good old U.S., New Jersey, and he'll join us at 2:20. We'll get his thoughts on Skinner getting in the bump to the top six. Why is Janmark out? And it sounds like Ekholm's not going to join him on this road trip. The big guy must be hurting, man. So sounds like it's more than just an illness. We're live from the William Huff Studios. Hit us up on the Rurik inbox, 780-218-9999. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat and slam that thumbs up. Lots of Oilers, of course, they'll be back in action tomorrow and Friday, and then again on Sunday. So it's a busy 4 days coming up. Yeah, for sure.
Jesus.
It was a fun show yesterday. We talked some F1. I'm on episode 5 of Drive to Drive. Man, that's good stuff. That's really good stuff. And then we talked some Oil Kings who are in action right now. I think they're down 2-0 right now.
Last time I checked, yeah.
Before we get to the sports, a few things, Gager. So, the F1 league, I was looking at it. It's going to be incredibly difficult because there's not enough money, man. They should bump it to like 130.
Now you know what Stan Bowman feels like.
With all the no movements and no calf days. I feel like Stan Bowman. But yeah. I get, like, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I get really frustrated. And I'm already frustrated because I want the best team, but I can't build the best team because I don't have enough money. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make sense because this is where you're planning ahead, right? This is where you have to immerse yourself a little bit. I don't mean like me. Don't be a psychopath. But you just have to watch and see the progression of guys, right? Because I think whoever's going to win this thing this year has to make proper decisions now with younger guys and how they're progressing, right? If you see a guy that's like maybe sliding a little bit, this might not be a good guy, you might have to replace him because... and just a little thing in the pool, you only get 2 substitutions a week, right? So you can only change two guys. If you delay 1 week, you will get 3 the next week. Usually, that was last year's rules anyway. But if you start trading more than 2 guys, you start taking point penalties.
Okay, repeat that. You only get 2 substitutions
per race.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you can't just go full redo. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. This will be a huge learning weekend.
So the team that we picked what, 5 racers or something like that. We're kind of stuck with that, but can only flex out.
This week you can trade as much as you want because it's the first race, right? But when I believe in China is the next race, you will only get 2 substitutions, so you can only take 2 guys out.
Starts getting real. Well, right? Like, I don't know. The first one's kind of
it's
the training wheels a little bit.
Yeah. No.
I'm sweating already.
It's really hard. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know if I want to be dealing with this stress. Like, I'm looking at my team right now. It's terrible. Norris.
Oh, now we can all plan accordingly with Hernan giving us his choices.
Well, I want Lando.
Okay.
Even though I was listening to Tim's podcast, Nailing the Apex, and he's kind of on the fence. He's like, this first race, he started laughing. He goes, I think Piastri's going to win it.
Did he say
over Lando?
Well,
he looked really good.
Yeah, I know. He's looked really good for a long time. And if you remember last year, he was battling and kind of gave way to Lando at the end, because there was that whole who's the number one guy is, and when was McLaren going to finally make the decision to go with a number one driver if they were really serious about the drivers' championship?
Yeah,
face going up against Max. So I'm sure from Oscar Piastri's standpoint, he wants to be as close as possible or ahead of Lando, so he gets preferential treatment later on.
All right, moving on.
Quit messing with your.
I'm gonna. Well, now that you can only make 2 changes,
Dusty Hernan's only doing his fantasy. He's playing his fantasy pool while we're on the air.
No.
Oh, I know, because it's hard.
We need more money.
No, you make more money.
How do you make more money?
Because when guys perform well,
Yeah.
so if one of those younger guys performs well, his value goes up, right? So once his value goes up, then you can sell him and hopefully replace him with something better.
It's too hard. Second thing I want to get to, did you hear about Trev's story with the soccer?
I've rumblings, like he gassed.
So on Monday, he was talking about his soccer team, and the season's over for them. Now it's going to outdoor. And I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind playing. He's like, for real? He got really excited. He's like, yeah, we'll take you on the team. And then he asked Coob if he wanted to play. And then he comes in yesterday, and you know how he does the soft touch of the arm or the shoulder? Yeah.
Creepy touch.
And he's like, so we're waiting on 3 players, and so you're on the waiting list.
Oh, wow.
So I got Jeff Skinnerd by YouTube Trev. What do you think of that?
Well, I'm surprised he just did that. Maybe have you out for a practice or something and see how you are, and like that's cutthroat right there.
We could always bribe him. You know,
Like, that's a guy that thought he had a lot of power and didn't. Like, he's a kind of a fake GM, Trev.
Yeah.
Right?
the armchair GM.
I truly feel like how Jeff Skinner feels. Oh, man. I was so excited, too.
Really?
I got my shoes.
Did you get the new boots?
Yeah, the new boots.
Really?
So yesterday I just stared at them while I sat on the couch.
Oh, my gosh. That's awful.
So got to find a new team.
And go up against Trev?
Start our own team and go up against him and beat him.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do. A lot of people are saying justice for Hernan. Hernan strong.
You know what? If you don't make the team, I will make signs with you and go to his game. And we know how Trev's he's a mental midget, so he would just completely collapse under the pressure of heckling from the stands. So let's go to.
He
this.
was like, "Don't tell Gager."
We can have shirts made up with like the
we just go
Trev,
heckle him. Yeah,
just with
you suck.
You suck the whole time. I think I'm in for that. I can't believe how we would treat a fellow coworker.
It's not just this is what we.
Ooh, you suck.
The Coob's on the wait list too.
Yeah. Like he asked me previously the last season kind of that they had if I wanted to join the team, but I was busy with the afternoon show here in the Reed Wilkins show, 3 to 6 here on EST every single day. Monday through Friday, but I couldn't do it because each game was at 6 o'clock. So I said, sorry, Trev, like maybe next time. And he brings this up to me when I come back from my trip on Monday. And he's like, yeah, Zach, like I'd love to have you on this team. We need somebody to join the team. You've played with the players before because I was on his multi-sport team a few months ago. And I'm like, oh yeah, those guys are super chill. Like I'll have to check it over. I'll think about it. I'll mull it over and get back to you. And a couple of days later, I realized, Hernan's on the team. Trev tells me that. So kind of, I want to play on the team a little bit more. And I let him know. And he's like, you're on the wait list too, buddy.
Is Trev embarrassed about his coworkers, like seeing them out in public in the
wild? Well, I am old, so I kind of get it.
Well, like I tried to phone him and he doesn't answer the phone when I call him to go for a beer. He comes in and says, you can be part of the team, maybe. He just completely treats Zach like...
And he always says, Zach, we should play NHL on the Xbox. And we never have. We never, ever have.
Yeah.
So bad.
I mean, he's not a good... we understand, Trev, I guess. You're a work colleague, but when you leave the confines, these 4 walls, that that friendship ends.
Yeah, it kind of hurts my feelings sometimes. And he left me a little note today. He said, "Hey, Zach, hope you have a really good shift." Signed it, YTT. I think he's trying to make up for his mistakes.
Like Rip City Step, his name should be Boo to Trev. It's a funny story because when you bring someone to a team, you don't want to be the guy that brings a bad player. So back in my younger days, we had a really good team. It was called Team Chile, and we played with all my buddies. We were really solid. And one of my good buddies brought a player. He's like, "No, I met him at work." He says he almost played pro. He brought him out, and he was terrible. We still bug him about it. It's been like 10 years. So you don't want to be that guy. So I understand why you two, Trev, might have hesitations with Koob and I.
Well, he talks a big game. Like he put one bar in, and he's basically a little Ronaldo out there. So I don't know.
Well, he scored the winning goal last game, so he's pretty pumped up.
Did anyone see this goal? Can we get confirmation that this... Like, is he Kramer playing against like 6-year-olds?
Yeah. Max Bazuza says, "This is kind of like the Bad News Bears, a group of outcasts led by Hernan going against Trev's team." Oh, boy. Yeah. But, yeah, hopefully I make the cut. Find out soon, I guess. And then you guys should all come out and watch us. And then we can have some cervezas after.
Oh.
Pop the trunk open, have a cooler with beer. That's the way you do it.
Where do you play?
Just all over the
All
city.
over? If it's south side, close to my house, I might go.
You'll come laugh at us? I think Koob wants to play in net. I'm very intrigued to see that.
I did actually for the multi-sport championship that we have, which Trev still has the shirt that he's supposed to give me. We won. I don't have my championship ring. I never saw the trophy or whatever, but I was in net for that. Didn't see really much action. Might have let in a softie, I'm going to be honest, but I can't run or anything, and I'm bad at kicking. I can boot the ball.
That's the top two things you need in soccer.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to be the bench warmer, okay? That's why I'm going to sit back
That's why you want to play in net, because you can use your hands.
Exactly, yeah. And then I can see you from down the field getting a hat trick.
For crying out loud.
He's Rudy, yeah. Who's going to carry him off the field? Waddy Cloverdale says, "Jay's the glue guy. Trev's the solvent."
Ooh.
Oh.
Yikes.
He's taking a lot of heat. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
I watched Daredevil.
You did?
Episode
the first
1. It's kind of weird. Like, come on. The guy.
What?
I don't. It's better than I anticipated. I'm gonna give episode 2 a chance again and keep going.
What didn't you like about it?
Like, I mean, he's. I don't know. I just find it kind of silly.
Because his superpowers?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. They all have powers.
No, I know, but that's why I've never been into superhero stuff.
Yeah, you want it realistic? Well,
no, it's a good, like you said, it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like the Penguin story. It's more realistic. It's more, well, not realistic, but you know what I mean. It's not made for kids. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But again, I didn't mind the first episode. First episodes are always a little, takes you like, should I keep going? And then as you go, it gets better and better and better. So I'm gonna watch episode 2 and go from there.
It gets wow.
Like, I like the actor. He's awesome.
He's unreal.
Yeah.
My son and I, when Comic-Con was here, it was right before, it was a while ago, he was there, that Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
And so we were standing there like, well, he was a kid. I was acting like a little kid. There's Daredevil, and he looked over at us and waved, and you should have seen my son and I. Like, we high-fived, we ran away like little school children. It was awesome.
And his lawyer buddy, well, from what movie is that guy? Like, we were trying to figure it out last night.
He's the mute in
the redhead, right?
Whoa, which one? His Foggy Nelson?
His lawyer buddy.
Yeah, so Foggy Nelson, he was in The Mockingjay or whatever, those Catching Fire. What are those called?
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Oh,
yeah, he was in that.
Well, I've never
He's in a
him.
lot.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. He looks very familiar.
Yeah. And then Deborah Ann Cox, or whatever. What's her? Peggy, whatever. She's in tons of stuff too.
That's where I've seen him. Mark M. He's one of the Bash brothers from the Mighty Ducks.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Holy, I couldn't figure it out last night.
Yeah.
I'm like, where have I seen this face before?
Yeah.
That no one says, stick with it. It's entertaining.
It's awesome. I like even the intro, how it shows New York and it's kind of melting. And it's
Huh. All right. Well, I'll give it a try. Like, again, I've never been into these kind of shows, but I want to kind of expand my horizons here and see if I'll get into it.
See, and that one is actually, although obviously Daredevil's powers, right? But they're very subtle. Like, they're not over the top. They're not like X-ray vision and super speed and all that stuff. And once you get more into the actual sequence of like the fight scenes, they're the best ever.
Okay. Awesome. 22 thumbs up. A little slow to start here. Let's hammer those thumbs up. Who should we? Let's do it for Hernan. Hernan Strong for being dissed by. I like this one from Nadal. Maybe Hernan should take Zach's spot on the team since he can't run or kick. Yeah, that's pretty important in soccer. All right, portions of nope. Sorry. Let's revisit that. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. All right, we touched on Daredevil. Should Hernan continue to watch it? And I'm watching the old series.
Yeah.
Did YouTube Trev do Hernan and Zach wrong? And then is F1 Fantasy too hard? I say yes. Let us know. River Korean Box 780-218-9999 or on the Nasty Chat. Hammer the thumbs up. Up next, we will get to the Edmonton Oilers here. We'll talk some Nugent-Hopkins. Can this team be fixed? And we look ahead to the 2 games coming up starting tomorrow in New Jersey. We're back here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas. Here's Coop with your sports update.
The Oil Kings are on the ice against the Hitmen. Calgary leading 2-1 midway through the third period. 5 other games on the slate, including Red Deer at Swift Current. The Blades and Wheat Kings facing off before Everett battles Spokane. And just 4 games on tap in the NHL. Vancouver hits the road in Calgary. The Canadiens and Kraken face off as the Ducks meet the Hockey Club, and Detroit hosts Buffalo. In the Big Apple, 3-time Stanley Cup champion Jonathan Quick has signed a 1-year extension worth about $1.5 million with the Rangers. The 39-year-old has a 9-6-2 record and a sub-900 save percentage this season. Football sees the Rams informing Cooper Kupp that he'll be released by the team. The Super Bowl 56 MVP was drafted back in 2017 by the Rams and has spent his entire career in LA. And the Raptors are back in action tonight against the 76ers, having 9 games around the association. Phoenix also hits the court in Houston. The Jazz and Grizzlies duke it out as the Thunder and Celtics go head-to-head. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know. More Oilers chat brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Take your career to the next level with Nate's Construction Leadership and Supervision Program, a perfect tool for professionals looking to advance their role or an organization needing to develop leaders. Learn more about safety supervision, scheduling, cost control, and most importantly, how to lead a team. For more information and to register, visit nate.ca/CLSP to take your career to another level.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
I've got something under my skin, and the itch won't go away. It's my original sin.
Welcome back here to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Daniel Nugent-Bowman coming up at 2:20. Hernan's role coming up next. Continue the conversation. Lots to hit on today with 2 days off from the Oilers. They did return to practice, Joaquin. Here are the lines for today. RNH with McDavid and Hyman. Draisaitl between Arvidsson and Jeff Skinner. Podkolzin with Henrique and Brown. Max Jones with Kasperi Kapanen and Corey Perry. No Janmark on the ice, so we'll find out what's going on there. Wallman with Bouchard. North with Stetcher, Kulak with Emerson. No changes from the deep pairings we saw in the last game. I don't know who's. I think Skinner was in the starters net. Well, it doesn't matter because one guy's going to get a game either Thursday or Friday. Joaquin, I see Stuart Skinner there. I mean Jeff Skinner. Sorry, I see Jeff Skinner there. And listen, it makes me happy. It excites me because I think he deserves a shot. But I don't want this to turn into 8 minutes, they're down a goal, and they're going to go nuclear again.
Well, I'm sorry, buddy, but that's what's going.
But that's what we talked about yesterday.
Embrace it. That's it.
But that's what we talked about yesterday. What's the point of a top six is if that's all you do? And then you brought up a great point. What's the identity of the bottom six? We still don't know.
No, it's because if you had the bottom six playing that kind of agitating style, I think you would probably see them stay together and get more ice time, right? But it's just, I'm wondering, because would you have time to see MJ up with Draisaitl instead of Arvidsson or Skinner?
I mean, why not? At this point, nothing else is working.
I mean, I don't mind throwing Perry up there once in a while, right?
Yeah.
But I just think, why not put a little bit more size and speed on there and see what happens?
You know, I don't think anyone's brought that up. Like Max Jones, he plays minimal minutes, but he makes an impact. You notice him, right?
Yeah.
So why not? I mean, Arvidsson, it's not like Arvidsson knocking out of the park. So, hey, let's give him a few shifts here to see what he can do. He's a first rounder. He has a skill to play that.
Yeah.
Well, they're in the NHL. Anyone can.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're the elite of the elite. But I just, if you're going to give this thing a go, give it a real go. Serious. If in New Jersey, Gager, you're down 1-0 after 20 minutes, don't go nuclear. Let these guys figure it out. You need this. You can't keep going to the same option that you do every time this team's in trouble, which is the nuclear option. You can't.
I've embraced the nuclear option, buddy. At this point,
and that's fair.
I
mean, they're good.
Yeah, they're good. They're good, but that's the default setting, right, of the Edmonton Oilers. You just go back to default settings and go from there when you think you're not getting anything from anywhere else. It's what every single coach here has done. It just it will never change. So why not just play them together then?
I need clarification. People are saying, are you talking, when you said MJ, did you mean Mattias Janmark?
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it would be Max Jones. Sorry.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was another MJ. Sorry, people.
Bronco Nick says, please do not reference Mattias Janmark because MJ, there's only one MJ, and that's Mark Jankowski.
So I thought I was being clever there. Yeah, so I'll go Mad Max. I wouldn't mind to see Mad Max and see if he can create the Thunderdome with Leon.
I kind of like that. I don't mind it. I mean,
just to see. I mean, if you're trying everything else, you might as well have a look at that too.
But just give it a shot, please. Please just let it roll for a whole game and see. And if you don't like it after 60 minutes, fine. Seriously. But if all you're going to do every single time is go nuclear, and we get it, they're great together, but no one else does anything. And that's the issue. Nugent-Hopkins taking a lot of heat here in this city. Not having the best season. Looks sometimes not engaged. He's not overly physical. I'm not expecting him to be. But in his last 10 games, Joaquin.
Oh, it's rough.
He has 5 assists and 1 goal. That's not good enough.
No.
For the amount he plays, for the every situation guy, power play, penalty kill, plays a ton of 5-on-5 minutes. He has 39 points in 63 games. Gager, he might not hit 50 points.
No, not if he keeps like this. That's too big a drop off. And you know what? I don't. Again, this is one of those situations, and I don't think it's a switch, but I think the best thing for Nugent-Hopkins is try to find something with these last. What are we at? 18 games remaining.
Yeah,
I think it's
18.
18.
Correct.
Find something that you can build off of. Maybe it's a bit of a goal streak, a few points here or there, just to feel like you're a little bit better going into the playoffs, right? I've said this before a lot of times for a lot of players. It's the reset. Everyone's back to 0. Doesn't matter the point totals after the regular season. And maybe he can look at that and go, okay, I'm fresh start. This is a new me, and go from there. But it's not only Nuge, man.
No, I bring up Nuge because he's a key part of this team. You expect more from him. He's got 22 even strength points, 17 on the power play. He just hasn't been good. Like last game, Joaquin, this is not to pick on anyone, but I didn't even notice him outside of turnovers.
Yeah, I haven't noticed him at all in this. Since the break, after the break, he hasn't been noticeable with anything that he's done on the ice, really.
And this is what I want to ask you in our nasties. Okay, and this is not a shot. This guy's been a hell of an Edmonton Oiler, loyal. He went through some of the darkest times here with this club. Toughed it out, came out, got the 100-point season, which is the anomaly.
Yeah.
Let's call it how it is. He's not a regular 100-point guy. Okay, he's usually about 60 to 70. Well, it's funny because his highest total is 69 points outside of the 100-point season. So that's the reality, and that's
he's
fine.
a 60-point guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, he might not even hit 50. So I want to ask you, what does Ryan Nugent-Hopkins do great for you?
There's little things that he does that don't show up on the score sheet, right?
Yes.
There's defensive responsibilities. There's positioning. But there usually I notice those things, like those little intangible things that he provides. I go, gosh, that was a good play on the wall from Nuge, right?
Yeah.
Or wow, that was remember those back checks that we were so used to seeing him accomplish, right? And once in a while, that twisted wrister just over the pad underneath the blocker, like just subtle things that you would always notice with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins play. It's a down year. It's been a down year for a lot of guys. And I don't know, do you think, because I believe over the past 3 years, the Edmonton Oilers have played more hockey than any other team over the past 3.
No. Florida has.
No, I don't think so.
They've gone to 2 finals.
Yeah, but I'm talking the year before that, too. So over the past 3 years, I think that the Edmonton Oilers, because they were out in the first round, I think that 3 years ago.
Maybe.
So you look at the core,
yeah,
that's a lot, right? I just wonder if all these games have caught up to them.
There's something there for sure, but I think, Tampa went to 3 straight. They had all the COVID stuff mixed in there. They never, like, that for them wasn't, we never said, hey, these guys must be tired.
Well, they didn't have to travel in the bubble, though.
That's a good point, too. But they were stuck in one place.
I guess.
For months, right? So for me, Nuge is, and this is, I've always felt about Nuge, I think he's a really good player, Gager, but he's always like this. Like, there's never an enormous jump, and there's never an enormous fall down. He's just steady Eddie, right? Yeah. And sometimes the points dip, right?
Yeah.
But I think Max Bezuzu said it best. Nuge is a jack of all trades, but he's the master of none. And I think that's fair. He's goal scoring's not his strong suit.
No.
Passing, there's probably 4 or 5 guys ahead of him that are better, right?
Yeah.
On the PK, solid, but the PK is one of the bottom
it's usually
10.
a lot better.
Yeah.
It hasn't been as good as it usually is.
On the power play, I mean, he's had a lot of turnovers lately, but he's a big part of it, sure. So he should have more points. Defensively, I think I'll be honest, Gager, I think he's really good. I don't think he's great defensively. He's not good on faceoffs.
He's been better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's never worked on his faceoffs. He's terrible at faceoffs. So that's where I get the frustration with him. And listen, I think we can all agree on this. He's not coming out of the line.
No.
There's no way.
No.
This guy is, the players love him. The core loves him. Well, he's part of it.
Does he have a no movement?
Probably.
I'm kidding. Everyone's got a no movement.
I'm going to check, though.
Oh, he does. I'm kidding.
And the coaches love him. Like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is...
it's because he does little things that you notice. Like if you were to watch, if you just, just watch Ryan Nugent-Hopkins for over 60 minutes, you'll go, wow. There were some things he did in that game that go unnoticed, but through the coaching staff watching video, those are a number of good plays. But you need more.
Yeah,
if you're playing on Connor McDavid's line, you need to contribute a little bit more. And he just hasn't. You said his point. What, 39 points? You said this year?
No.
39. That's not good enough.
It's not good enough, and he's got to be more engaged. And he can't be physical. We've seen him. He gets in there,
fight.
He mucks it up. There was an instance a couple games ago when we were talking about it where he took a shot on net and just didn't want no participation to battle for it. He just kind of turned around and skated away. Like, I find that too many Oilers are doing that. Like, no one wants to engage Gage.
That little extra. That little bit extra, man.
It's a choice at this point. The defending, the wanting to be physical, to mock it up, that's a choice. And Knobloch can say all the things and point them out on video. If the players don't want to do it, it's not on the coach.
When was the game where you actually saw him visibly upset, where he banged the glass after the...
Yeah.
Remember that?
He was late on the back check on a goal.
Yeah.
It was 3 games ago maybe, or 4 games ago. But and that's the other thing. You're seeing a lot of frustration from a lot of different players. You saw McDavid go like this to the bench last game, kind of like, we don't know what that was all about.
You know what I talked to Gene Principe when I was doing the panel the other game? He actually even mentioned that I've never heard, and maybe they have, and sometimes you don't hear about it, but you haven't heard of the players only meeting yet.
But the Oilers never do that. I can't remember in the last 5 years the Oilers ever doing a players only meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I couldn't remember if I've heard of that.
If you're doing them constantly, like the Sabres, that's bad. But once in a while for a veteran team, the oldest team in the league, to never do one, to me, that's also a little bit of a red flag.
Yeah. Bucky used to have them, but that was just so we could go to an establishment and drink beer all afternoon. We didn't even have it in the room. Players only meeting. Yeah, we'd have to go to we went to Outback.
He was making plans.
Yeah.
Darren H says, don't forget, Edmonton travels an awful amount. Okay, but enough with the excuses, guys. Every team's tired at this point. That's been a regular in the playoffs. So it is a good point, and they do travel more than probably any other team in the league. So it's tough.
It does take its toll.
It does take its toll. So, so it's fascinating with this team because with 18 games left, Gager, can they work out all the kinks they have in 18 games? When the lineup is a mess?
They have to.
But can they?
It's...
We all want them to, but are they going to be able to?
You know, I haven't watched... The Kings played last night, correct?
Yes, they did.
I didn't watch
They
the
beat
game.
the Islanders.
I have to watch a Kings game here quick to see what they look like. Now that obviously Doughty's back, I want to see what their game is like right now, because they're a bigger, heavier, and dare I say faster team than the Edmonton Oilers right now.
Yeah. I'm not going to go there just yet, but if they play LA, I'm going to have some takes.
They're playing LA. Come on.
I mean, they keep dropping games here. They might end up in the wild card spot. That might be the best thing for them. No, because no one's going to have any expectations if they're in the wild card. I don't think it changes.
No, it doesn't matter. If you get in, there's a chance, But I thought after last year they realized that to have home ice could have been a lot more advantageous by the amount of hockey they played, right? To get us Game 7 at home, and maybe having those home dates earlier might have made the difference because they were a beast at home.
Brett B says, can they figure it out? Yes. Will they figure it out? Not so confident. That's the question here, because with all the line juggling, you still don't know what you have. And then you're bringing in a new player in a couple of weeks in Trent Frederick. Then you're getting Mattias Ekholm and John Klingberg back. And then you're going to go into the playoffs kind of going, well, what works and what doesn't? It's already March 12th.
Do you think Klingberg gets back in the lineup?
I think he's going to get games. Game 1 of the playoffs, I don't think he's in unless there's injuries. That's just me.
Yeah.
I don't think Jeff Skinner's in, to be honest, and Kapanen.
No.
Because it'll be Janmark and it'll be Trent Frederick. And I think those are your scratches along with Klingberg and Stetcher. That's probably the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But you got to start finding some chemistry with these damn lines. Let them play it out. Let them figure it out. Because in the playoffs, like we talked yesterday, you're going to go nuclear against the LA Kings. You're making it a lot easier. When I say easier, like that line's going to be incredibly hard to defend. But they're going to be out there for a minute, 10 seconds. Once they're off, you have the advantage.
Yeah.
For the other 3 minutes.
You only have to worry about the Connor and Leon line for 23 minutes, 24 minutes a night.
Yeah.
Right?
And then everything else, I'm not saying it's easy, but you're better.
Yeah.
Like those lines should outscore the Oilers' other lines because the Oilers' other lines are not doing much right now.
No.
If the Oilers go... I brought it up yesterday. For me, I think the Oilers have to win these 3 games. Like that 2-2 and 1 is not good enough. Do you agree with that? Or does it depend how they play?
I mean, no, I think they have to win because the LA Kings are a point behind with a game in hand, right?
Yeah.
You want to have home ice at least in the first round. I don't think
there's always an
I guess there's always 2 schools of thought on that, right? If you go in limping to the playoffs, kind of like the Oilers are right now, maybe it's a little bit more beneficial to start on the road, right? A little less pressure. You don't have the boo birds out if things aren't going well, and you can kind of just dial in and focus. Hopefully, get the split, come back, and get a ruckus.
And I think outside of last year, the Oilers lost every game 1 to start the playoffs.
I know, yeah.
That's since they made it back. Yeah. So, and I forgot about Evander Kane, if he's ready.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, man, it's this Oilers team. On March 12th, I didn't think we'd be in this. Like, they're still in a playoff spot. They're still second. But I didn't think there would be so many questions about this lineup, right?
No.
Which sucks. Hey, look what I found. I was wondering where it was.
Your mouse? It's in your pocket?
Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. NHL lives at the Canadian Brewhouse. Every Oilers game day, get $1 off tankards of Molson Canadian and Coors Light, where you can win game tickets and 2 tickets to Surf and Turf Dinner at the end of the season. Full details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Coming up next, Hernan's Road. We're going to have a little bit of fun, shift away from the Oilers just for a bit, but the hour 2 is going to be full Oilers as we have Daniel Nugent-Bowman joining us from The Athletic. He is on the road with the team, so we'll chat all things Oilers with DNB. Hernan's World up next. We're back after the break. Here's Koob with your sports update.
ESPN's Adam Schefter reports that the Jets are releasing Aaron Rodgers today. With the move, New York takes on $49 million in dead money, having the brunt of it hit the cap in 2026, with Rodgers being listed as a post-June 1st cut. And for the Rams, Cooper Kupp is being released by LA. He spent his entire career with the team, being named Super Bowl 56 MVP. In Edmonton, the Oil Kings dropped an early game to the Hitmen 3-2 at Rogers Place. Later, Prince Albert hits the road in Lethbridge. The Wild and Blazers go at it, and Blades meet the Wheat Kings, having 6 games in the WHL. And out east, Jonathan Quick and the Rangers have agreed to a 1-year extension worth about $1.5 million. A 3-time Stanley Cup champion has a sub-900 save percentage and a 9-6-2 record in New York this season. On tap, it's the Canucks and Flames butting heads. Montreal hitting the ice in Seattle. Utah hosts Anaheim, and the Red Wings battle the Sabres, seeing just 3 games in the NHL. Edmonton visiting New Jersey tomorrow. This sports update is brought to you by Gimme Virtual Golf. Step into a whole new golfing experience with 240 unique courses for you to play, featuring innovative technology that automatically tees the ball up for you while replicating real-life ball lies, shifting the ball in 24 different directions. Gimme Virtual Golf, where innovation meets the game. Visit their website at gimmevirtualgolf.ca. Hernan's World, up next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
She smokes her on the back of the head with the baton.
I think it was twice, right?
Boom.
She's got a. Did she say she's got a cracked skull?
Potential cracked skull.
Thank goodness the other girl's okay.
No, she has a skull fracture.
I know, but like it could have been worse. She didn't kill her or anything.
Hole in head. Not okay.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Love is in the air.
I love you.
And you? And you? And you? Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Hungry and need it now? The Canadian Brewhouse Express Lunch, served in under 15 minutes or it's free, Monday to Friday till 2 p.m. Roasted turkey club and soup, Alberta Wagyu ravioli, and more. Fast, fresh, and no excuses. Get to the Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
It's 1:44. Welcome back to EST Afternoons. My buddy just texted me a picture. Jesse Katsopoulos, he has us on at the good old workplace.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Appreciate
Very
the
nice.
support.
Very nice.
157 watching, 37 thumbs up. That's not good, Gager. Let's bump those numbers up. We have to get to at least 60 by the end of this hour.
Sounds good.
All right? Let's
Okay.
do it. Let's do it for Coop. A lot of people want Coop to get a perm. I don't understand why.
Why?
No, we won't do that to anyone. That was a one-off for Tommy, and that's where we end it.
Exactly.
He would look great in a perm, though. Oh, boy. All right. Let's get to Hernan's World. Brought to you by the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Early bird golf memberships are now on sale with discounts for seniors and first responders, plus special rates for Sturgeon County residents. Enjoy GPS carts and awesome driving range deals. Inside, you can kick back, enjoy a pint or a pound of wings in their full bar and restaurant. For more info, visit egmgolf.com.
Viva la raza!
Gager, did you know that on this day, this is not Hernan's World, I just want to, you remember that song Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Ashley?
Yes.
It hit #1 on this day back
did
in
it?
1988.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. How many times you danced to that one?
Lots. Too much, probably.
I don't want to bring this up, but today's birthdays, Mikko Koivu, only 42. Darren Quint.
Oh, Darren Quint. Sniper. Fastest 2 goals ever.
I'm sorry I had to bring that up.
That's all right. That's all right. So it's like
kind of hurt me to bring it up.
It's like 50 and 39, buddy. That's one record that I hold that will never be broken.
Ever. All right. For Hernan's World, I'm going to play this song and tell me what it reminds you of, okay?
Yep. You want me to tell you now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's watching Cops.
This was yesterday, but on March 11, 1989, Cops debuted on Fox and ran until 2013. How crazy is that?
What a horrible show.
But when it first came out, I was hooked.
It was unbelievable. Like, it was so bad. Just awful. It just exposed... Like it was just trash TV, but so enjoyable to watch. Do you remember when like Steven Seagal like joined like a spin-off of Cops and went in and stuff and did things?
Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
Oh man, just so great, so great. Curtim03 says listening to EST helps me nap at work. Well, you're welcome.
Oh, jeez. Thanks. Thank you.
That's a dig. I messaged him back. I said happy to help.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Whatever you need. Okay, so for Hernan's World today, we're going to go with your top 3. Top 3, your favorite TV theme songs of all time in honor of Cops. Because you hear that song and that's all you think about is the damn show.
Well, you mentioned one that's you automatically, I think, go to. But are we just going to go one for one?
Yeah,
here?
and Coob too.
And Coob too.
I think he has theme songs.
So the first one is iconic. I have to go with it. Michael Knight, a lone rider from Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
The theme song from Knight Rider is great with Kit. Loved that show.
Okay, Coob, what's your first one?
Well, I kind of grew up watching like a lot of different shows, and I kind of think of my childhood, and cartoons are very nostalgic for me. The first one that came to mind was Adventure Time. I know it's a little cartoon, but it's a little catchy jingle.
Yeah.
And each time you'd be watching the show, of course, it's the theme song, but the cool images and stuff that they had to get you hyped up to watch this 15-minute program. It was one of the good ones.
I remember.
I don't even know what that is.
I think I remember my kids watching it. So.
Yeah, and it's very like it's a kiddish.
It's a cartoon. Yeah.
It's definitely like very.
He had some
happy
Adventure Time stuff. Yeah.
This is one of my favorites. I did some audio.
Oh, did you?
I had some time this morning. Nice. So, because growing up, my dad always watched this, and I still watch it when it's on. Do you know it?
Mr. Furley, Breeze Company, come and knock on our door.
Oh, that's a classic.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm grooving with it, though. I've never heard it. Never watched Three Companies.
Three's Company is one of the best sitcoms of all time.
No? Oh, yeah.
Jack
for
Tripper,
sure.
man?
Jack Tripper, Chrissy, and Janet.
Yeah.
And there was 3 Chrissies. There was Susan Summers, and then the other one, and then...
Because Susan Summers left because of money.
Yeah.
And then they brought in her cousin who played... what was her name? Supposedly she was Chrissy's nose cousin.
Yeah.
And then another cousin came at the end, Terry. Yeah. So, for me, Jack Tripper and Mr. Furley were the best.
I liked Mr. Roper and his wife too. If you've never watched, the theme was that back in the 70s, it was unheard of that a guy would live with 2 girls.
Yeah.
And Mr. Roper didn't want it to happen, but for him to live there, they had to say Jack was gay.
Yeah.
It was this big charade to keep Jack gay. Oh, it was great, man. It was a great show.
It was fun. And then the Ropers got a spinoff, and they made the horrible decision of leaving the show, and the Ropers just crashed and burned. And then Mr. Furley was too damn good.
Don Knotts. It was iconic. Yeah.
All right, your second one, Joaquin.
This one's a little tough. This is another one 80s, but I'm really dating myself here, but it's the Greatest American Hero soundtrack.
Oh.
Believe it or not, I'm walking
Oh,
on air.
yeah. I
Never
like
thought
it.
I could feel so free.
That's a good one.
Fire away a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. I can't believe I remember that.
Coob, your second one.
That was solid. I mean, I don't think I have the guts to try and sing. I don't have pipes like that. But one that more people might have watched than Adventure Time would be The Office. That's a classic one.
That's a classic.
Just a shot of Dunder Mifflin and everything. It was all recorded like John Krasinski, who played Jim in the show, recorded the majority of that. Yeah, just on his way into Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. Sorry.
Yeah.
Awesome. So my second one, let's see if you guys, who won't get this one? You might.
Turn me up a bit, Coop. I can't hear. It's got to be like.
Does anyone know? Does anyone know?
It's a 2020 Catch Predator. I don't know.
Oh, it's old school.
What is it? Mysteries?
You're close.
Unsolved Mysteries?
Unsolved
That's what it
Mysteries.
is.
That show was awesome.
Yeah. Never watched it.
No?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
There was that guy that came out of the smoke and said...
Yeah, and he had a really cool
deep-
voice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Derek Ryan has been missing for... It was... that was great. All right, your last one.
This is... I think it's mine and Reed's favorite show, but it's... I love this show too. Watched every episode. The X-Files.
Oh, yeah. Classic. I never watched The X-Files, but...
Of course you didn't.
But you hear it and you know right away.
You know right away.
You don't even have to know that. So, Coob, your last one.
Well, I'm gonna go back to another cartoon. I think a lot of people will know this one. Though I watched a lot of cartoons as a kid, and that's mostly the shows that I watched. But even growing up, it was kind of prevalent in like memes and pop culture and stuff like that. The SpongeBob theme song. It's just goofy, and they play like a bunch of clarinets or whatever. Like it's very bouncy. You guys might know it. I know Gager, you probably would. Your son probably watched that a lot.
Yeah. You're probably watching at the same time, Coop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm still watching it, actually.
And this is my last one. I grew up with this. It was the cool thing back in the early 90s.
I even know this one. You want me to rap over it? No.
Let's go. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Come on. I think everybody even knows the words to that intro song.
Yeah. That's when he was watchable.
Yeah. That's when he was still a cool guy. Can I give an honorable mention?
Sure.
Let's see if you guys figured this one out.
You watched some weird stuff, hey? Addams Family?
Come on. This is one of the best shows ever on HBO. Succession.
Oh, I never watched Succession.
Oh, man.
I know Maddie will be mad, but...
One of the best shows I've ever seen. The Culkin guy is awesome in it. His brother. I can't remember his
Oh,
name.
yeah.
Yeah.
Academy Award winner now.
Yeah. He had a great speech.
Sweet.
Yeah. So let us know your favorite TV show theme songs. I went with Unsolved Mysteries, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Three's Company. Succession, honorable mention. Gager went with, I can't even remember.
X-Files.
X-Files.
Greatest American Hero. And Knight Rider.
And Coop.
Adventure Time, SpongeBob, and The Office. And I guess my honorable mention would have been Seinfeld. I mean, I didn't watch it. I kind of just watched the whole series of that like just a few months ago. But that song's a banger.
The Wonder Years was a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like the old school ones are better than anything new right now. Like the Friends one is catchy. Like everybody sings it too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So interesting.
Sweet.
I wonder what is ranked the best ever. You know?
Yeah. I think. Well, I know the Greatest American Hero was up there for a while. It was all. I think it was. Well, because there was the 80s, those sitcoms or those shows were all big. I think if memory serves, it was Mike Post was the name of the guy that did all the music for those shows. He did like the A-Team,
Yeah.
and Knight Rider, and I think even some of those evening soaps like Dallas and Knots Landing and things like
Yeah.
that.
My buddy's sending me the first season of True Detective. That was good too.
Oh, with Woody Harrelson? And,
Yeah, with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, those are right up your alley.
You didn't like it?
It was okay.
Oh, it was great, Gager.
It was all right.
Yeah, I do like high anxiety TV shows.
Yeah, it's...
Penner's Pancake says Airwolf.
Oh, Airwolf. Yeah, with...
I don't even know what that
Dean,
is.
what was his name? He was a raging alcoholic. Reed would know. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I think.
I have no idea.
Yeah, he was great.
He also says A-Team.
A-Team, yeah.
He-Man.
He-Man. Yeah. I think they're making a new He-Man. Should be good.
Jen says Happy Days, Full House, and Married with Children. That was a classic.
That was good. Al Bundy. 4 touchdowns, 1 game.
Yeah. They got to vote for Growing Pains. Let's see here. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Good. I went old school. Like, obviously, there's a lot of new ones. The one, because I probably like the show so much, but 24, just the...
Oh, yeah.
You could hear the... You must have loved that show.
I've never watched it. I watched Homeland, though. Have you seen Homeland?
I watched a bit of it.
Bronco Nick says Dallas, the TV show. YouTube Trev says Pokemon. Max Bezuzu, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Can we block Trev?
John Carlo, The Office, Caillou, and Pokemon.
Caillou. Caillou was awful.
Another cartoon from my childhood, The Wonder Pets. Only a couple people know that. It's
Wonder
very
Pets.
niche.
I loved the Little Einsteins. Those were great.
It's kind of similar to that, but it's all with animals helping each other and stuff like that. Yeah, Backyardigans.
The Backyardigans were great. Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
This one's the best from Smitty the Welder. WKRP in Cincinnati.
That's really dating yourself.
Nick Sun says The Wire and Sopranos.
Okay.
Airwolf star Jan Michael Vincent.
Yeah, Jan Michael Vincent.
Okay.
What did I say?
I have no idea.
George Michael something. Yeah. Jan Michael. Yeah, he was unfortunately. I remember his interview with Barbara Walters on her show, and it was a train wreck. Poor guy.
Where did this one go? Jen says, according to Rolling Stone magazine, it's the Jeffersons for the top.
Moving on. Yeah.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
There's tons. Thank you for Chris on the on the River Korean box. I just want to get to a few here. Perfect Strangers. Remember Balky?
Oh yeah.
Balky and Larry. 70s.
What was the one with Tom Hanks and Rick Moranis? Was it? No, it wasn't Rick Moranis. Bosom Buddies.
Yeah.
That was it.
MacGyver from Rob the Plumber.
Great show.
Tiki Sparks, the Entourage theme song.
That's a good
one. Happy Days, Dukes of Hazzards, MASH from Norman a Combine. MASH is a classic.
Yeah.
When I was in school, I used to come home and MASH was always on around 3:30.
Well, you knew what? I saw something on a meme or for people of my vintage. You knew what time it was by when the MASH soundtrack was on TV. It's almost bedtime. I hear that music.
Baywatch.
Oh, right.
Chief Andy, The Wonder Years. Yeah, that's a great one. I love The Wonder Years. Wendy Cooper.
Nice.
What was the guy's name? Paul was his best friend. And who did Fred Savage play again?
Oh, I forget.
Quantum Leap. Pink Panther. Sunday Night Football theme from Timothy. That's a good one, man. Yeah, it is a TV show.
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell.
I can't really remember it.
Okay, you got to do us a favor. You got to watch Succession.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think you'd like it.
We'll see.
Okay, I'm watching Daredevil for you.
Yeah, but that's really good television.
So is Succession. Let's convince Joaquin. What would you rate Succession out of 10?
Oh, I already heard it's really good.
I give it a 10 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
Rated. Okay. All right. Coming up in hour 2, we'll continue the Oilers talk, continue talking about TV theme songs and anything else you'd like to talk about here on EST Afternoons. Daniel Nugent-Bowman from The Athletic at 2:20. Let's keep hammering that thumbs up. We're only at 49. We need to get to 100 here in the last hour. We're back here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas. We'll talk to you in a bit. Here's our break.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
You know what was fun? Was watching this guy win the Brier. St. Albert's Mark Kennedy.
The word on the street is that you drove home with the tankard in the back seat of your truck.
I did drive home with it, and I had a chance to reacquaint myself with it. It's an old friend that I haven't had a chance to hang out with in about 9 years, so very enjoyable 8 hours.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
The Jets are releasing Aaron Rodgers later today, having the team absorb $49 million in dead money, with over half that amount hitting the 2026 cap. He's been designated as a post-June 1st cut. Also being released, the Rams are parting ways with Cooper Kupp. He was drafted by the team back in 2017, playing his entire career in LA. And the Oil Kings fell 3-2 in a tight game against the Hitmen. After that, Wenatchee and Kamloops go at it. The Raiders battle the Hurricanes before the Silvertips hit the ice with the Warriors. And in the big leagues, it's the Canadiens and Kraken hitting the ice. Anaheim at Utah, and the Flames challenging the Canucks on a 4-game NHL slate. For the Rangers, Jonathan Quick has signed a 1-year extension worth $1.5 million. The 39-year-old has a 9-6-2 record on the year, holding a sub-900 save percentage. On the court, Toronto and Philly meet. The Celtics clash with the Thunder before Minnesota hits the court in Denver, having 11 games in the association. I'm Zachary Kubish for your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoons starts right now.
Hour 2 here on EST Afternoons, live from the William Huff Studios. Go see Bruce and the crew to the best in the city. It's Joaquin Gage, Hernan, Salas, Zach Kubish with you. Talked a lot of Oilers, talked about TV show theme songs. Reed gave me his top 3. He had Happy Days and The X-Files. I can't remember the other one.
Happy Days, X-Files. What else did Reed watch as a
American
youngster?
Hero or something?
Greatest American Hero. That's what I said.
You guys had the exact same. Oh, you didn't have Happy Days.
No. Did Reed have X-Files and
Yeah.
No way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and I, great minds.
Jay said Entourage.
Yeah, that was a great show. You had X-Files and Greatest American Hero? And Happy Days, yeah.
CSI is a good one.
Yeah, well, that's Miami, though.
Bronco Nick says, what about the Champions League theme song? That's a great.
F1 theme song?
These are the champions. Oh,
jeez.
Yeah, you like that. Eh?
Hey. Wow.
780-218-9999. That is the River Cree inbox. Hit us up on the nasty chat. Slam that thumbs up. Let's get to 100. And we said, who do we say? Oh, do it for Hernan. Since YouTube Trev kicked him off the team.
And me, but okay, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, kicked us both off the team. So for Koob and
Basically
Hernan.
just flicking you off the bottom of his shoe.
Yeah,
huh?
he Jeff Skinnered us. Yeah, that's what he did. So it's tough. But we'll get through it. If you're listening, it's iHeart, TuneIn radio apps, or EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tommy will be on location on Friday at Westgate.
Time's the game.
5:30.
So back-to-back, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow in New Jersey, and then on Friday against the Islanders.
And Sunday?
Rangers.
Sunday Rangers?
Yeah.
Early game?
5 o'clock.
Okay.
Very excited. So it's gonna be fun, man. They gotta win at least 2 of these. That's it, nothing else is. I say 3. They already
York
blew
trip's
it.
Always good. I like the New York trip.
They do well in New Jersey, in New York, but they struggle against the Islanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. And Buffalo too.
Well, yeah, they really struggle in Buffalo. Why are you bringing that up? Rile people up more. Don't do that. Gotta let it go, man. Just like
let it go.
Who's singing
we're just
that?
Singing now. Eh?
Trev sings that.
I wish I could mute you guys so I didn't have to hear you sing.
Yeah,
it's a musical show today.
I guess.
Yeah. Oh, did he? Oh no, I thought he unplugged us, but he unplugged his charger.
Not that bad. Jeez.
We're not that bad, are we? No comment. Hey, you sent me that Linus Allmark clip when he cuts off the reporter to let Claire Hannigan.
How great was that?
That was awesome.
You know?
I love him.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Allmark, the goaltender from the Ottawa Senators, is in a scrum. He just stopped whatever, like 59 of 60 or whatever it was, and being asked questions. You can hear Claire Hanna say something, gets cut off by another reporter. He finishes that question, and Claire Hanna starts speaking again. Another person starts kind of speaking over, and you see Allmark just go, up, and shut it right down and let Claire Hanna ask the question. Just a classy move by, from all accounts, a pretty classy guy. So kudos to Allmark there. Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool, I thought.
Yeah, that was great. And it's great to see players kind of doing that more often. Like, hey, she was here first.
Yeah.
Like, let her ask her question.
I don't know what those scrums are like. Like, I hear Tommy talk about them sometimes, and, you know, being a young guy and getting kind of pushed around a little bit or whatever it was. And to see the person that you're talking to command the scrum, that was great, man.
Yeah, well, there's a lot. Like, in media, let's be honest, there's a lot of egos.
Is there? No egos here.
No egos here, man. We're just a couple of jabronis doing a radio show or a stream show. What do we even call it anymore? Stream? Online?
An online radio broadcast with video element on YouTube? I don't know.
No, Jesus. That's a mouthful.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
I was just going to say a digital radio station, right?
Sure. Yeah.
That's what we are.
Cool.
I like it.
We call it Your Choice for Edmonton Sports. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Vancouver lost again yesterday, Joaquin. And I saw some clips today on X Machine, some media saying, and there's a lot of chatter about, is this team just spent with everything they've gone through this year? Could that happen?
Oh, gosh. Just seeing the finish line and getting out of it.
I just want to get out of here. Kind of thing.
I don't think garbage day could come quick enough for that team. Yeah. Right?
And it's weird that they moved JT Miller and their top 6 has gone to they can't score anymore.
Oh, I know.
You know, it's one player, man.
So when like okay, JT Miller is an ass, you know, like he is.
He's a horse's ass, yeah.
But sometimes that's needed. Yeah, and I know like you hear about coaches that demand and are yellers and they have a half, and maybe that's it with JT Miller. But the whole problem with this team, and this I put it all on management, because if we look back when they had Filthy Bruce as a coach, he kind of coddled these guys, and it was what they needed at the time, but it was a Band-Aid. They needed someone to come in and bang heads. Then they got Tocchet to come in, and he banged some heads, and he squeezed a lot of juice, but it seems like just a team that can't deal with pressure. They don't like, no, I just want to play. Don't yell at me, you know. And that's obviously they need someone to yell at them to get them going.
At least Elias Pettersson, the last couple of post games when their losses, he's faced the media and been good, answered questions, which I think his GM said, "Hey, buddy, we shipped out Buddy. Now you're going to face the music.
You're the face of the franchise."
Yeah, exactly. What do you make of them taking the A from Brock Besser and give it to a guy who just got acquired? That's bad, Gager.
It's just a terrible look, man.
Like, what do you do?
Like he's their goal scorer.
So you've been in rooms, you've dealt with GMs, and like, how's that conversation go? Hey, Brock.
Obviously, he's gone.
We're taking the A from you to give it to this new guy.
Well,
okay.
All that tells me is behind the scenes, because there's been rumblings that Brock wanted out, or they're looking to trade him, and they're probably saying, you know what, we'll move you in the offseason. We're looking to the future now. Well, hopefully the best, but we're going to take the A off you. It's a terrible, terrible look to do that in season. Unless that guy like shot someone on Granville, like I could see them moving the A. But geez, it's in shambles. That whole organization is in shambles. And just a year ago, they were on top of the Pacific, thinking they could do something in the playoffs.
Yeah, that team, before the season, a lot of their media were talking about this team going to the Cup final. And listen, I thought they were going to be really, really good again, and a tough out for any team.
It all depended on Demko, though. And as soon as you heard that he wasn't going to start the season, it was like, we'll see.
But Lankinen has been good, though.
It's not Demko, though.
Yeah, and the whole JT Miller Pettersson stuff. Their decor wasn't as good as it was last year when they lost Zadorov.
Quinn Hughes is banged up all season too, right?
But there's no way this team is gonna retool. Like, this is still a good team.
They should be. And what is we should get someone in from Vancouver and talk to them about the Demko situation and see where it's at with him. Like, because he can't play consistent games. Like, he's got to.
Well, Lankinen got a deal because of it.
Yeah.
Right? And then they might have to just cut ties. And what a game tonight, Flames Canucks.
You have to have eyes on that one. Flames are good, man. And it's a really interesting race for the Calder this year. Like, you have Celebrini, obviously, but then Lane Hudson is fantastic. But I think it comes down to Hudson and Wolf for the Rookie of the Year. If Montreal can somehow get into the playoffs, it depends on who makes the playoffs, I think.
You don't think it will be anybody else like a Celebrini?
Well, what's Sanos?
Michkov. They'll be
Michkov but no.
If the Flames make the playoffs, I think Wolf is the leader. Yeah.
You have to. Like, his numbers are staggering. You watch him play at all?
He's good, man.
He's really good.
He's only going to get better, too. Hopefully there's no sophomore slump there.
He's, the comparisons are UC Saros, right? Because just the same stature.
Smaller guy, right?
Yeah, but that's what you worry about a little bit with smaller, because their movement has to be perfect, right? Their anticipation has to be perfect, because they can't rely on their 6'6" frame to maybe the puck will just hit you. And he is dialed right in.
He's great. And What was I going to say?
I like it too, because I think a lot of times when I talk to, some hockey people or parents of goalies that are a little smaller, that's the first thing. Oh, they picked the other goalie because he's 6'6", and yeah, the evaluation process for goalies in hockey, I think it just becomes a size. Oh, how tall is he? 6'6". Yeah, he's my guy, or whatever. That's all they do. They don't actually watch and see, well, what can this guy do? Can he move properly?
Yeah.
He's 5'10", but moves like a lightning bolt, and he's good on his feet. Goaltending's gone the way of the cookie cutter too. Every goalie does the same thing. Now we're kind of in that holding pattern and waiting for the next one, that next Carey Price, that next Vasilevsky to not only be a really good goalie, but kind of revolutionize the position with different things that they do.
Matt Hyman says Macklin Celebrini is currently the betting favorite. Yeah, but I mean, if Wolf gets his team into the playoffs, and this is the thing, out of Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver, Calgary has the best goalie.
Yeah.
Seriously. And that's a problem for Edmonton. Remember when they had Kipper and the Oilers couldn't?
Oh, Kipper was great, man.
So, yeah, I mean, good on Calgary. They're sticking with it. And if they make the playoffs.
And Vladar's been good too, though.
Yeah,
I saw him, I think they lost like 2-1, and he was, there's a battle for that net, right? Which is great. And to give, I think it's really good for a young goalie like Wolf to have Vladar that, he goes in and has a really good game too. So it takes a little bit of pressure off Wolf to perform. His competition is obviously his partner and himself just to do well. It's not on trying to pull this team into the playoffs, right? So it's proportionate to everything, which is good, I think.
It's I think the Oilers of Vancouver would swap goaltenders like that.
Vancouver and
Edmonton.
With who?
With Calgary.
So which goalie's going where?
I'm saying like if the Oilers could have Wolf and Vladar, they would do it like in a heartbeat.
Yeah, well, yeah, you would. Right now, you would anyway.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy how. I mean, they're still right there. Utah's coming. St. Louis is coming. Calgary's not going anywhere. We thought they were going to fall off. They're not. And I think they're primed for a first-round upset. I truly do.
I said it before, but I worry because the style of play that they have to do to win hockey games is playoff hockey, and it wears you down. And I wonder where they're at it. Like with this, getting into the playoffs, battling, how much is left in the tank after that?
So if Calgary wins tonight, so they're 1 point up on Vancouver, okay, with 1 game in hand. And they're 1 point up on St. Louis with 2 games in hand. And they're 3 points up on Utah with 1 game in hand. They win tonight. They're only 6 back of the Oilers.
Why do you do that?
Well, we got to talk about it. It's uncomfortable, but it's the reality that we find ourselves in.
So you're saying Calgary's going to finish ahead of Edmonton in the standings?
No, I'm just saying it's going to get interesting.
That's what I heard.
All right, we say hello to the Hustlerites, the WSTers, the Winnipeggers. How you feeling? I think Winnipeg won yesterday. Yeah, Velarde scored the game winner there. That team is rolling. As we say hi to our Winnipeg audience, slam that thumbs up. Let's get to 100. Only at 68. Really slow day when it comes to slamming that thumbs up. So if you haven't done so, please do so right now, please. And thank you. The Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. Up next, more Oilers talk as we're joined by Daniel Nugent-Bowman from The Athletic, and he's on the road covering the good old Edmonton Oilers. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. We're back after the break, but first up, Coob with your sports update.
The Rams have officially released Cooper Kupp, having Kupp listed as a post-June 1st cut. The team will absorb $15 million in dead cap next season and about $7.5 million in 2026. And Aaron Rodgers is being cut by the Jets later today. The Jets will take on $49 million in dead money, the majority of which hitting the cap in 2026. The Oil Kings hit the ice against the Hitmen. Calgary won 3-2, and 5 other games are on the slate, including Red Deer at Swift Current, the Blades, and Wheat Kings facing off before Everett battles Spokane. Just 4 games on tap in the NHL. Vancouver hits the road in Calgary. The Canadiens and Canucks, or the Kraken, face off as the Ducks meet the Hockey Club, and Detroit hosts Buffalo. It's the Raptors back in action tonight. They take on the 76ers. 9 games around the association. Phoenix also hits the court in Houston. The Jazz and Grizzlies duke it out as the Thunder and Celtics go head-to-head. And for the Jays, right-hand reliever Dylan Tate has signed a 1-year contract worth just under $1.5 million. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, and whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly contribution, every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. To talk some Oilers, Daniel Nugent-Bowman joins Hernan and Joaquin on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Make your birthday legendary at the Canadian Brewhouse with epic food, killer drinks, and an unbeatable vibe. Plus, download the Canadian Brewhouse app and score free nachos on your big day. Book your party now to celebrate like a pro. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Love is in the air.
I love you.
And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
.224, welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We're coming to you live from the William Huff Studios in the west side of the city. We're expecting a lot of snow tomorrow, Joaquin.
Heard that.
Yeah, not cool. I might have jumped the gun when I said winter was over.
I told you not to say it.
It'll only be a couple days.
It's going to suck.
Yeah, it is. Not looking forward to it.
But it always does this, man. Little tease.
Little tease, and then we get hit with some snow.
It doesn't, after spring break, then you're in the clear. Always. It never comes early.
All right. We're good to go here as we're joined by Daniel Nugent-Bowman from The Athletic. Daniel, how you doing today?
I'm not bad. It's I hate to break it to you. It's almost 15 degrees here in New York. So
you lucky guy.
Yeah, tough break. I knew it would snow again in Edmonton. I'm looking forward to going back. Winter hasn't even officially. It's not even officially over. No. So you know that snow, we get more snow. So I think that's a foolish move on your part there, and then you know better than that.
I just got excited, Daniel. So are you out there till like what? Are you there till the Rangers game? Then come home?
I am. Yeah. I'll be back. I'll head home on Monday. Yeah. So there's 3 games in 4 nights coming up here starting tomorrow, and I'll be at all of them unless something crazy happens.
When in New York, Daniel, is there something specific or something that you like to grab there to eat only in New York?
I mean, there's the obvious like pizza, but no, you know what? I might get some Italian food at some point. Yeah, I don't know. No, not specifically. It's a good question, but nothing. If you have any recommendations, I'll gladly take them. So
I've never been.
Think of something. Let me know. Okay.
Maybe Gager has been to New York and.
Oh yeah, I mean I think it's called Aquavit, but it's you have to make sure that there's a lot of money in your account, I think, to go there before you.
I was just going to say, I don't know if that's on the Athletic / New York Times per diem.
Yeah, what's your per diem?
Not that. Yeah. I get $60 to cover dinner. So what's that? Is that going to cover an appetizer?
I think it's the table. It's the water.
Oh, the water. Okay. Well, my wife and I just bought a home in the fall, so
maybe pass.
I want to save a little money here.
Yeah,
maybe I'll pass on that one. Anything a little more low budget, yeah, you can send that along to me.
All right, Daniel, let's get to this Oilers team struggling since the break. A big letdown on Monday, even though they didn't play bad, but they still lose that game. We were talking a lot about this forward group and kind of the identity outside of all the lines. When they go nuclear, there's really no identity after that. What do you make of the line juggling by Chris Knoblauch, not kind of sticking with his lines no matter what? And what would you say is the identity of the bottom 6?
That's a good question. A lot of good questions, I suppose. I mean, I'll start with the bottom 6. I mean, to me, there is no real identity. And I think they're trying to find something, by having Max Jones. We'll see. Sounds like maybe a couple weeks away, or by the end of the month is what they're hoping for Tread Frederick and where he'll slot in. I mean, there's talk. Stan Bowman mentioned like he might see him as a top 6 winger, so it might not even fall into the bottom 6. But if he were to be there, or especially if he played bottom 6 center, I mean, there's combine those 2 players with Corey Perry, and they're trying to have a little bit more toughness, ruggedness, tenacity, what have you. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I think the bottom 6 is kind of a mess, and especially, with them not getting a 4th line center at the deadline, and Kasperi Kapanen, who's played very little center in the NHL, is there right now. The other option is Mattias Janmark, who, up until the start of last season, hadn't really played much center in the NHL, and still hasn't even over the last couple of years. So, yeah, don't have a 4th line center. Top 6, like I was asking Chris Knoblauch questions about the top line today, and he's like, yeah, we tried other things periodically, and nothing else has really worked. So you have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who's got a goal in his last 15 games up there, and Connor McDavid, who's a couple weeks ago said he's not really happy with the season he's had, and Zach Hyman, who's obviously, as expected, going for 54 goals. Everyone figured he'd take a bit of a dip, and now in the low 20s or low mid 20s. So really, I mean, if you look at this team, well, you asked about the forwards, so I'll stick with the forwards. I think there are 2 forwards playing at or above their expectation. That's Corey Perry. One of them is a 4th line winger for all intents and purposes, having a good year for what he's expected to do, what he should bring. And of course, the other one is Leon Draisaitl, who, top 5, top 3, maybe even the MVP of the league. But otherwise, I mean, there's a lot of guys just not kind of producing the way they should, not playing the way they should. So I said this the other day somewhere, I can't remember, maybe it was just talking to somebody, but it's kind of amazing that they're having the season that they're having as a team. I mean, still, top 10 in the league, and they were kind of well above that until their little dip. With all the guys not playing as well as they have been. So that, it extends to the number 1 defense pairing, extends to the goaltender. It's a lot of underachievers this year.
Daniel, talking with Coach Nobla and seeing some of his press avails as of late, not calling out players individually, but certain, you can kind of look between the lines and read certain instances during games where basically just not getting enough from those areas, from those players. Do you sense a little bit of frustration on his part for the first time as the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's one of the few. I'd say Woodcroft was kind of like this too, but like they didn't like to. I use the past tense with Woodcroft, but with Knobloch, he doesn't like to call out players and specifically by name, as you mentioned. He's started to kind of do it a little bit more, and he, the comment I thought was pretty frank after the Buffalo game. We're just saying, like, we've got guys, paraphrase, but basically he said, we've got a bunch of guys that aren't producing offensively. He's like, they can't be turning pucks over too. They can't be, being defensive liabilities. And that was Vasily Podkolzin, especially on the third goal, the winning goal, with the turnover at the offensive blue line. I don't know if he played a shift the rest of the game. I don't think he did. And Mattias Janmark was sick and missed practice. There's a good chance that Vasily Podkolzin was in a placeholder spot. And he could be coming out of the lineup tomorrow for what I think is the first time this season. So, he has called out turnovers of late. Again, it's not calling out guys by name, but he even said today when I asked him about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' production, he said, no, it hasn't been good enough. So he's starting to be a little bit more, forthright in his comments about players and about how the team's playing. And obviously, that's probably warranted. I think they've won 5 of the last 13 games, something of that effect. That's not good enough for this team. I think they're still a veteran team that knows how to win, that knows what they're doing. They get to the Game 7 of the Cup final last year. They had that stretch after the first 3 games of the season where they're, top 3 team in the league. And, they've got some injuries, they've, illnesses, all those types of things that can slow a team down. And I think they're just kind of going through the doldrums of the year. But, less than 20 games left, they got to kind of fine tune it and get ramped up for the playoffs here. Because that's what this team is obviously, the most important part of the season for this team and where it all matters for them. So they do have some stuff to kind of get figured out, but I don't think they're as terrible a shape as maybe some others do.
Daniel Nugent-Bowman from The Athletic joining us here on EST Afternoons. He's with the team down in New York. He'll be there up until after the Rangers game. Daniel, Stuart Skinner takes a lot of heat. I work on the post-game show here at EST, and it's usually all about Stuart Skinner. And listen, he hasn't been good this year. He's one of the many players that's having a down year. Do you think 18 games left, he's probably going to play in the majority of those? Do you think there's enough time for him to find his game? Or is this just kind of the Stuart Skinner we're going to have to kind of see here heading into the playoffs, kind of up and down?
I have no idea. It's a good question. It's probably maybe the most important question regarding this team. Mm-hmm. He's had some really good moments, from the end of November through the end of January, so 2 months. By save percentage, by a goal saved above the expected, a couple other those stats. He was, top. I forget. Top 5, top 10 goalie in the league. Now he did have some pretty bad performances in there too. Just the inconsistency has been pretty apparent. I would say from him this year, less consistent than he's than he had been the last couple of years. It's a real concern. I was kind of an advocate for not addressing the goaltending situation, only because, if you want to get, Calvin Picker's been pretty good. Is he the guy you want to count on if Skinner, if Skinner can't go for an extended period of time? I don't think that's really fair of Calvin Picker. I don't think that's what you want. But they saw he played, 7-8 straight periods in the playoffs last season, won them the game. But I guess what I was going to say is, if you're going to upgrade on Stuart Skinner, you really have to upgrade. And, John Gibson hasn't played a lot this year. He's basically the backup now in Anaheim, has a big salary, has been hurt a couple times. Jordan Binnington, did well at the Four Nations, had a good year last year, but really, makes a lot of money, has a couple more years on his contract. He has been inconsistent, and then I believe the actually did his extension. So, past those three, I didn't really think there was a lot available and a lot that was worth doing. So, but I do think we're at the point now where this is a really key time in Stuart Skinner's career, NHL career, and potentially for the Oilers too. I mean, he's got the one more year in his contract at 2.6. And then he becomes a free agent, and Jeff Jackson runs the team. Didn't draft him, didn't develop him. Stan Bowman's been here for even less time, so that applies to him too. There's no skin in the game for those guys with this goaltender, and in the summertime, if he has a bad playoff, I think they might have to look at going elsewhere, because this is the really key time for this team, especially just starting Leon Draisaitl's new contract, and Connor McDavid needs one now. Like, this time to win is now, and the rope could be getting a lot shorter for Stuart Skinner if there's not some serious improvement here over the next few months.
Daniel, now with the eventuality of Frederick coming into the lineup, the possibilities of Evander Kane during playoff time, obviously with Max Jones too, do you look at that as the key element of what's kind of been missing with this team? A little bit more beef, so to speak, and playing with a little bit more edge, another dynamic that the Edmonton Oilers can implement in their game to win hockey games?
Yeah, I mean, that's not really who they are. I mean, they're an offensive team. They try to be puck possession team, but there was that element missing for sure. And Jones, I like what he's brought the first 3 games, especially the first 2. But I think we know that the ceiling is kind of fourth line winger for him. Like, I wouldn't go too much past that. With Frederick, and you even saw with Jake Wallman too. I mean, I think those are players that could be a lot more impactful and play a lot more. So I'm really intrigued to see. I've been really impressed with Jake Wallman. And I'm really intrigued to see what Trent Frederick can do. Evander Kane, I'm skeptical about what he'll be like. I've said this before, where this isn't the same thing as Mark Stone or Patrick Kane or Nikita Kucherov missing a couple or a few weeks or even a few months when they were younger and better players. This is a guy who's 33 and hasn't played since June. For him to come in, be a good player, be accepting of a role. I don't know. I think anything they get from him is pure gravy, and I'm not sure how much of that you're going to get. So we'll see. Obviously, if Stan Bowman has mentioned, and I completely agree with them, that if Kane is at the top of his game, and he can bring a lot of different elements that this team needs, because he can score too if he's playing as well as he can. But that one color me skeptical on. But I do like, especially the potential of what a guy like Trent Frederick can bring, and even you're starting to see it with Jake Wallman too. So a little bit more pugnacity in the lineup for sure.
Daniel, great stuff. Enjoy the trip and get some good food tonight. All right, buddy?
All right. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. And nice to be on with you guys.
All right. That's Daniel Nugent-Bowman from The Athletic joining us here. He's down there in good old, where would they be today? New Jersey. Get some pie. Yeah. And listen, I hope Bronco Nick's kidding, but he tagged us in a tweet about Oilers prospect Samuel Jonsson was named goalie of the year in hockey. Allsvenskan. Okay, can you elaborate on this, please?
It's the second league in Sweden. It's kind of a little bit, I don't want to say junior, but there's a lot of young guys in that league. And you'll get some older guys that have played in the elite Syrian stuff, but probably not impactful players. It's a developmental league for the other teams usually, and players are quite young. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying it's a bad league or anything like that. Like it's very enjoyable hockey to watch, but it's the second league in Sweden.
So it's basically like the AHL of Sweden. I know there's a lot of veteran players in the AHL.
Not really.
Okay.
No, it's more. there's a lot of junior age guys that play in that league, right? So I would say that the ages is just kind of between like maybe 18 and 22, kind of. So it's a little bit
okay,
but yeah.
Bronco Nick says yes, Hernan. It was a joke.
Okay,
well, I'm thankful for that because I've seen some people next serious saying they should call him up. Pump the brakes.
No, you not yet. And
like you said, good on him.
Yeah, I mean that's encouraging. That's what you want. You want your prospects to be doing well. But again, look at I don't even know how many games they play. It's probably around 52, 48. Not a lot of travel. Let's see and they play on the big ice too. So he would have to come over here and play at least 1 year in the American Hockey League just to get used to the dimensions of the ice. Okay, so.
Okay. Yeah, the gentleman that posted his stats and stuff, you should go read the replies. They're hilarious.
Look, and Swedes, when you go watch, if you're ever in Sweden and go watch a hockey game, they play it completely different. Like,
yeah,
it's again, everything's Olympic ice over there, so it's a different game.
Bronco Nick, you scared me there for a bit, but I'm glad it was a joke because we thought we'd bring it up.
Sure.
Portion of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. This St. Patrick's Day, the Canadian Brewhouse is giving you your shot at winning a trip for two to Ireland. Plus, enjoy Guinness and green beer specials. So drink up, enter to win, and let the luck of the Irish do its thing. Up next, we'll wrap up EST Afternoons. Get you set for the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. They'll be going right up until 6. And tomorrow, it's another full day here with pre- and post-game shows as the Oilers return to action. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas, EST Afternoons, 22 away from 100. We got about 12 minutes, so if we can get there, that'd be great. Slam that thumbs up, and we're back after the break. Here's Coob with your sports update.
The Jets are releasing veteran Aaron Rodgers today, listing him as a post-June 1st cut. And with the move, New York absorbs $49 million in dead cap space, the brunt of which hits the cap in 2026. For the Rams, Cooper Kupp has been released. They take on $15 million for next season on the cap and about half that amount in 2026. And according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, Evan Ingram is signing a 2-year deal with the Broncos after he was released by Jacksonville earlier this week. In Edmonton, the Oil Kings dropped an early game to the Hitmen 3-2 at Rogers Place. Later, Prince Albert hits the road in Lethbridge. The Wild and Blazers go at it as the Blades meet the Wheat Kings, having 6 games in the WHL. And on tap in the NHL, it's the Canucks and Flames butting heads. Montreal hitting the ice in Seattle. Utah hosting Anaheim, and the Red Wings battling the Sabres, seeing just 4 games around the league. Edmonton visits New Jersey tomorrow. Basketball has 9 games. Toronto hosts Philly. The Clippers go toe-to-toe with the Heat before Utah and Memphis tip off. EST Afternoons has their final segment on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
2 guys and a goalie.
Instead of asking someone off the draw,
don't give them an option.
Make them come to you.
Okay.
Make them come to you. Go spray the goalie, hit a guy late.
Go run somebody and make Anderson deal with you.
And turn around, drop your gloves, and say, come get some.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your bad game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you gotta do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your bad game. Play more tables and games.
Playmoregames.ca.
.246, final segment here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas, Zach Kubish. That's why I hate eating in the breaks.
What?
Because I always got like
Stuff
mush
in your
mouth
mouth?
after, yeah.
Just eat on the air.
Smitty the Welder. Hey, gents, I'm coming for a visit on Friday afternoon. Can't wait to meet you all. He also wants to give Reed a hug.
Yikes.
He might want to, but Reed owes him a hug.
Oh, really?
Oh, I didn't know you owed him.
Yeah.
I see.
Long time coming.
Wow.
We will be on location Friday, 5:30 pregame show. Westgate BP's. It's right across the street from the mall.
Right.
It's a great time. Tony's awesome manager there. They got the golf simulator. They got a bunch of TVs, great food. You can win a ton of prizes if you have a bevy. So it's a good time. So check it out. It's Friday too. What else do you have to do but go see Tommy?
Exactly.
I think Cass will be on location. I think I'm going to be there for pregame because Coop's going to be producing.
Right. Oh, wow.
yeah. Maybe
Holy
an
smokes.
appearance. No, Lieutenant Eric can't go. Dusty might stop by. Gager?
No. I got a meeting.
Trying to sell it, man. Just say yes.
Oh, yes, I'll be there. Is there a cardboard cutout of me? You can just...
Yeah, just put it there beside Tommy. We're not going to hit 100 thumbs up. You've let us down. We're not angry. We're just disappointed. Only at 80. There's no way we're getting 20 in 7 minutes. So, very sad.
Well...
sorry, I was just reading a few things.
Tomorrow, F1 starts.
Tomorrow's practice, right?
First practice. 7:30, I believe, practice starts. So
see, and like I want to be watching it, but I'm working. It frustrates me, Gager.
The hockey game?
No, the F1.
Yeah, but you're going to be here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
By 7:30, I'll be here.
Yeah. So you can watch practice.
Okay.
Well, is Tommy going to be here? Like if he's here on location, unless he's at the
Well,
satellite,
Tommy will be
right?
here tomorrow.
Okay.
And then Friday, we're on location. But I'll
Okay.
be here for post game on Friday, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can watch it here too.
Yeah, you could always put it on either of the TVs we have here in the
Well,
studio.
the qualifying's like at midnight on Friday. So
I love that, man.
yeah.
Because I can get home with a bottle of wine, 2 darts.
Gross.
And then on Saturday, family's coming over.
Wine, darts. Do you smoke a pack?
No.
How
I
many do you
have like one a week, if that. If that. Maybe one a month.
Come on.
Yeah, man.
At the Estes, you were sucking those back like they just
Yeah.
connected.
Wow. I was feeling
You were lighting one with one you were just smoking.
No. I had 2 going.
I know.
That
was disgusting. Does the girlfriend smoke?
Yep.
Oh.
But we're the same way, though. Like, we'll have one once in a blue moon. It's good, man. It's good for you.
Yeah.
It's funny because today Dusty was giving Trevor a hard time by putting us on the wait list. And Eric's like, he even quit smoking to play.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, man.
Super good.
So there's going to be a lot of hugs on Friday. Smitty the Welder's cashing in on the hugs. I don't know where this came from.
I like it.
Maybe anyone smoke on the nest? Yeah, no, just...
You rarely see people smoking anymore.
What?
They're all on that vape stuff, you know?
Oh,
And those
yeah.
things.
You might as well have a
Right.
dart if you're vaping. Jeez. Like,
Why not do
vaping's-
both?
You vape though, don't you?
No. I might have in my
In your
in my
previous
former
life?
age. Yeah.
I heard the worst thing about vaping is maybe you were telling me this is because there's no end, right? You can just keep like with at least with a
Keeps going.
cigarette, it dies eventually.
I've never really
except
vaped.
for you keep lighting the next one. But have you tried the vape?
I've tried them, but I've never been like I've never had one, and I've never like it's.
It always freaks me out when someone's vaping in their car because I think their car's on fire because they'll breathe and it looks like all this smoke will come out.
Yeah, they're hotboxing the thing. But, a little birdie has told me that might be the issue with the vaporizer because you always have it. Like, unless it dies or something, you have it. There's 40,000 puffs in one of these things, depending on which one you might get. And it's just, I don't know, it's flavored like bubble gum or something like that, too.
Yeah, you can't have flavored stuff anymore. And then I heard at resorts, like you're going to Mexico, you can't have vapes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you can't, because before you could smoke at the pool, you can smoke on the beach. Now you have to go like outside the resort to they have like designated areas
for vaping,
for smoking.
Oh,
yeah.
But you can do heroin.
Oh wow.
Well, maybe that's the wrong resort.
Oh boy. Wow.
That's a hot take.
This is like an anaconda taking down a pig.
Big Uke says, Vape Nation. The Big Uke, do you vape?
Well, that's a thing from a YouTube channel, H3 Productions. The Vape Nation. He had this huge vape that was probably the size of like I don't even know what it would be, like bigger than that F1 trophy you have.
Oh, so it looked like a PlayStation 5 or whatever.
Yeah, it was that big, and it worked. It was functional.
Oh my god,
that was the thing.
Yeah, I want to be clear. I've never been a smoker in my life. Ever.
What are you talking about?
But now I have once in a
called
while.
smoker.
Once in a while.
There's a joke in here that's inappropriate for me to say right now, but you smoke one cigarette, yet you're a smoker.
No, like I don't have a pack and dart and have a dart every day.
So you're looking for darts. You want smokes. It's Friday night. You and the girlfriend are about to watch Daredevil. You're 3 bottles of red wine in. Who goes to the store? Do you skip?
Well, we buy a
smokes?
small pack and then we just.
So where's the small pack? Somewhere in the house right now?
In the freezer.
Oh yeah. What
Yeah.
kind?
We don't
Mentos?
have any right now. No, DeMaurier, man.
Well, you said that so mad.
But we buy like the really light ones, so it's almost like you're not even smoking.
Right.
He's mad because he hasn't had one recently.
Seriously. I'm being honest. It's like we buy the lightest ones, like you don't even feel like you're smoking.
Do you throw the like patches on when you're?
No.
Take your hoodie off. Let's see how many patches are on your back.
Oh. Like I can't have a cigarette like without it, without
a bottle of wine.
Just like to have a dart, like on a regular day, like I can't do that.
But what about after your third string on Trev's soccer team on the bench? Are you smoking
No,
in between?
no, I'm not Kovalenko, man.
That would be great if you went in and were smoking. Like you get called into the game and you finish it and then put it out with your Adidas and then go and score a couple goals. That would be legendary.
That'd be great. Just having a smoke. Mad at the Garrison. Some days I miss smoking. Then I remember I can breathe.
Oh gosh, yeah. I think that's what did it in for my dad.
But again, I'm not a smoker. I've never have been.
What are you talking
I am
about?
I haven't. I have one once in a blue moon.
That's called a smoker.
No.
You know who's not a smoker? Me. Because I don't smoke cigarettes ever. That's the criteria of being a non-smoker.
You just went on for 10 minutes saying, oh, no, you get the light ones. You have a routine. You keep them in the freezer.
Look, I do. Part of being an advisor is insurance. Okay, so for you, if you applied for life insurance with me, you would be considered a smoker.
No, but I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I don't buy them.
Well, I don't buy heroin, but I'm not.
Bold, I see you're taxing. Ha ha ha! You're funny.
You would have to not smoke for an entire year to get non-smoking ratings on your insurance policy.
I probably have 5 smokes a year, and you're calling me a smoker.
According to insurance, all insurance companies will rate you as a smoker.
Well,
usually.
I'll just say I don't smoke.
Yeah, but then if they do the autopsy and you pass and your lungs look like
It's not going to be footballs. It's not going to be because of smoking. Trust me. I've never smoked before.
What are you doing? You're in such denial right now.
We'll finish with Guy Flaming. His top 3 TV theme songs: Magnum PI, Miami Vice, Simon and Simon. Good stuff. We got to get out of here. Thank you for the thumbs up. We did not hit 100. Again, we're not upset. We're just disappointed. We'll finish the show at 99. That's unfortunate.
This show is brought to you by Marlboro. Marlboro Lights.
Rothmans. Reed Wilkins, JML coming up. Thank you for everything. Make sure to download our show. Give us a follow on all your downloading, podcasting platforms. Thank you so much. We'll talk tomorrow on Oilers Game Day. Ciao.
Smoke them if you got them.